Green Trees Apartments for Theodore Marshall, 2500723. And
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor. Sidney Katz on behalf of plaintiff.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sidney Katz on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, and so, Mr. Marshall, your name for the record, please.
Theodore Marshall.
And so, counsel, today's date scheduled for the first hearing. And has there been a resolution?
Yes, Your Honor, we do have a proposed consent judgment. This is a non-payment of rent possession case. There's currently a balance due, including costs totaling $1,782.1782. Mr. Marshall has until June the 6th to pay that amount. He was advised of MCR 4.201 and did authorize me to submit it to the court with his authority.
No. Excuse me, Judge, Your Honor.
Yes.
He was being very disrespectful. I couldn't explain the situation to him. He was just being very rude. So I wanted to talk to you.
Okay. Well, what's the situation, sir?
I even got an email. I got proof of an email. She said that the only reason she wants me to go to court is because I didn't pay the $200 court fee. I didn't pay a $200 court fee because I didn't have a court date. So I was waiting on a court date. So she said that she was making, so now I got to pay the full balance because I didn't pay that $200 for the month of May, I believe. April.
All right, sir, was there a time that rent wasn't paid and then there was a court date that was scheduled?
Could you repeat that?
Was there a time that your rent had been delayed and not paid and then there was a court date scheduled?
No, it was not a court date scheduled. She had a court fee for me to pay, but I didn't have a court date.
Okay, let me clarify. Maybe not scheduled, but there had been pleadings filed in the court for your eviction, correct?
Can you repeat that again? I'm having a hard time hearing. Yes.
Was there a time that you were late on your payment of rent?
Yes.
Okay, and so then there was, the attorney ended up becoming involved in the matter and filed an action in court. Is that correct?
I just got a notice like a couple days ago. The first notice I got. Was
there an action filed in court?
Yes.
Okay, and then you made your rent payment, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so just because you didn't have a court date before you paid your rent, there was still the expense of the attorney and filing the action in court.
So I don't understand why I'm gonna pay a $200 fee for if I'm not going to court.
Well, sir, because you were late, and so because you were late, the landlord then retained the services of their attorney to file an action because you were not in compliance with the lease terms and you haven't made your payment.
Okay, so what about the late fee? So I got to pay the late fee and the court fee, and I pay it all, and I don't get a court date. That's what she wanted me to do.
Sir, when is your rent due?
On the first.
Okay, and so when did you pay your rent?
I paid $900. I didn't pay the rest because it was a $200 late fee on it, and I didn't want her to just be charging me for anything. I already have a late fee on it. It was a court fee and a late fee.
That wasn't my question, sir. That wasn't my question. I asked when did you pay your rent? When did you pay it?
Last month. I have the exact date.
Well, sir, this was filed on April 16th, and as of April 16th, you hadn't paid it. And so how much is the late fee per month, sir?
$100.
Okay. And so $1,049 is the rent for each month, sir?
It's about 1,100 and It's including water and all of that, so it's a little more than that.
Okay, so what is your monthly rent?
Like I believe like 1,149.
Okay, so $1,149 is your monthly rent. And as of April 16th, it shows that $1,425 was due. Mr. Katz, what were those charges?
So, Your Honor, that was his rent, remaining balance of rent as of the court date. I mean, as of the filing date, plus I think filing fees. And I believe he had indicated that he made a $900 payment in April, which reduced out his balance to somewhere around $500. It's not that he paid off his full account balance by the end of the month. He only paid $900. So there was still charges that were remaining on his account even at the end of April. And it was not just the filing fees, but it was some additional charges, which he might have paid in May. But there was a case filed well before he made any payments.
Okay, counsel, I appreciate that, but that wasn't my question. April 16th, you filed this complaint for non-payment of rent.
Correct.
Shows $1,425 was due. Their rent was paid through March 31st. $1,425 was due. If rent is $149 and a late fee is $100, that brings it to $1,249. Then there's an additional $200. Then there's an additional $200 and I don't know, $40, $30. So
well, 175. 175 would be filing. I don't know what the other 40. Unfortunately, I'm in another court right now. I was in my office originally when we discussed this, and I did look at his ledger just to make sure that he was never at a zero balance. The only thing that I can confirm is that he wasn't at a zero balance. But I can confirm 1424 as of the date that we filed this. His monthly rent, he said, was how much? 1,000.
$1,149.
Oh, 1,149 plus the 100. Plus 175 is 1424, Your Honor. That's all I can confirm. I don't know where the other 40 is. There might be a carryover from the prior month, but I don't have access to his ledger at this point.
Okay, so does that clear up things for you, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you in agreement to pay the $1,782 or no?
Yeah, can I get another week?
Your Honor, I've already extended.
Say that again.
Are you asking me for a week after June 6th?
Yes.
Well, it looks as though he's giving you 1 week extra from the 10 days. I'll put the two of you back in the breakout room so the two of you can discuss that any further.
I don't. It's okay. I don't want to discuss anything with him. I agree.
Sir, you have the right to discuss it and ask for an additional week if that's what you want.
He was rude and just over talking me and argumentative. I don't want to talk to him.
Okay, so Mr. Marshall, do you want to proceed with the resolution or do you want to set it for a court date and have an attorney represent you or represent you either way?
I want to set it for a court date.
All right, we'll schedule the second hearing in this matter for May 27th. At 2:15 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll see you back. Thank you.
Thank you.